Langley needs a Coworks. Coworks is the sort of place that makes a lot of sense if you think about all those folks that are hanging out at the library trying to get work done, or hanging out at a coffee shop trying to get the work done. Coworks are catching on because for a lot of folks they found that doesn't really work. Down in Seattle and that sort of thing, they're really popular. They fill up their really successful businesses because of today's society, today's economy, today's work situation. You need a place where there's not an espresso machine making noise in the background. And you need a place where if you want to have a private conversation with a consultant, you can do that. And that's kind of hard to do in a library. The other thing you need is just 24/7 access. If you're working with somebody in Europe, you can't wait for the library to open to match their meeting time. So Coworks is the sort of thing that really supports the local economy and the folks that are trying to build new businesses and that sort of thing. It's for all these folks that can't afford, their own office on their own. They actually don't need to have that much space. What I'm trying to do then is raise 6 months operating expenses to start a new type of Coworks here in Langley, where it doesn't just rely on the big city model. Small towns don't have as many people to pull from. But Langley has the advantage. It's got the small town thing. It's got that nice character, all that sort of thing. You also have visitors, a lot of tourists, and a lot of folks that just come by for a little bit. And there's a good chance that a fair number of those folks actually need, while one person's off shopping, somebody else needs a place to just do half a day's worth of work, or maybe even a full day's worth of work. So it's a space that's not just for the locals, but it's also for anybody else that happens to be here and he needs to check in at work, because that is the nature of the way the world works right now. The reason I'm showing this building in the background is because this is the one I want to use. This is a 2-story complex. I'm familiar with it because it was a bookstore for a while, and they were nice enough to sell my books, which I really appreciated. So upstairs we could do the subscription folks, the folks that are going to be here, month after month, that kind of thing. And downstairs can be a bit more casual. So when somebody comes in, they're on vacation, but they want to get some work done, so they can charge up their cell phone, they can have a quiet conversation with the folks back at work, or maybe even rent a computer so they can, use a bigger monitor. And maybe we can do things like have color printers and some of the other things that you just need to help you get the work done any given day. Particularly generator, considering how much power goes out sometimes. That would be a nice another thing to have available as a service. So I'm trying to raise 6 months operating expenses, no salary, just enough to get the thing up and running, and maybe make a contribution back to the community that becomes established and ends up helping support a lot of folks that have decided they want to live here, and they know they got to work here, but it's been just a little bit too tough otherwise. So your support will make that happen. If it does well enough, we'll get a chance to pay this forward, and look forward to seeing how it all develops.